Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshurum Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadammayam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Gurum Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurum Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sagana Raghunathanvitam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Saitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sagana Lalita Shri Shakanvitam Sha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dena Bandho Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrinda Maheshwari Vrishabhanusute Devi Pranamami Haripre Vanchakalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya eva cha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namah Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadara Shivasadi Gaura Bhaktarinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna. Okay, so today we are starting 12th chapter. 12th chapter name is Devotional Service. So this chapter concludes the second section of Bhagavad Gita. As we know, Bhagavad Gita is divided into 3 sections. The middle one is supposed to be the most precious one, which is Bhakti Yoga. The middle 6 chapters talks about Bhakti, how one should do the Bhakti. So this is the last chapter in Bhakti Yoga. So to just have a small recap, in the 9th chapter, it is told that Man Manabhava Mad Bhakto Madhyajimam Namaskuru. That means whoever pays their obeisances to Krishna, they will reach Krishna. So, so this is actually, even though he talked to Arjuna like this, these instructions are to ours. So what we have to understand is we have to fix our mind on Krishna. We should always be under the consciousness of Krishna. And in the 10th chapter, he taught us how to fix our mind. In the 9th, he told, fix your mind. It's not just enough to tell how do it. Somebody should tell us how to do it. So in the 10th chapter, he told how to do it. Krishna concluded 10th chapter by saying, I maintain this total creation by a small fragmental power of mind. That means it is not that anything we want to do, we have to work so hard to maintain something. But Krishna is telling such a great creation, which never goes wrong anywhere, is maintained by Krishna, but not with any difficulty, just with a fragment, with a small spark of his power. So we by that we should know how great Krishna is, how powerful Krishna is. Then Arjuna gets a doubt. What is naturally he gets a doubt. So Krishna is telling that he is pervading throughout the creation. So how can it be? So he wanted to see what it is. So in 11th chapter, Arjuna asked Krishna to show him his all pervading nature or all pervading avatar. So so he wanted him. So and also he asked very obediently, saying, if you think I can see your such a powerful and glorious picture, please show it to me. So now that Arjuna has also understood Krishna's greatness, he even said Parabrahma, Parandama, Paramam Pavitram Bhavan. So he, as he paid his obeisances, so now he wants to see, understand how he is pervading all throughout the creation. One person can be here, he can be there, he can be there at one place, but not everywhere. So he wanted to see. So in the last 4 chapters, so Krishna has shown Arjuna his Viswarupam. Because after seeing the Viswarupam, Arjuna was bewildered. He could not. It is so horrifying and so powerful and so glorious and so much illuminating that Arjuna could not see it. So he felt, every day I move with such a beautiful Krishna, and what is this? Why all this? So he again requested Krishna to show him his four-handed rupa, and then his normal how Krishna looks day to day. So Krishna also said, so Krishna comes back to his normal figure, and then he says, see, out of the total huge 864 years of the total time, only for 125 years I am on this earth. Even in that 125 years also, so only some are accepting me, some are able to see me and respect me. Others don't even realize that I am so and so. So this is where our consciousness is important. We should know that Krishna is such a great personality, and that we should go and we should always pay our obeisances to him. Okay, so only a bhakta, only who has some bhakti or devotion on him can see Krishna. Like also Krishna doesn't look the same for everybody. For different people, depending on our consciousness, we see Krishna in a different form. And the form means not physical appearance, in the different mood. So when Krishna was, before Krishna was born itself, he appeared to his parents. We all know that Krishna's birth is not like our birth. We can never say that Krishna was born. We should always say Krishna has appeared, because we have no choice to which parents to be born, when to born, and all that. And before coming to this world, we can never, nobody can see us, and we can't talk to anybody. But when it comes to Krishna, everybody, he himself came to his parents and then appeared before him. See, it's all waste of time if you try to understand the philosophy behind this. So, and out of all these various bhaktis, the topmost bhakti is what the Vrindavana Vasas have. We should have the highest, most highest belief in Krishna and pay our obeisances to him. So we should perform our bhakti. Then one will attain Krishna. The result should be for the happiness. Whatever we are doing in this material world, we should never think we should never do anything for our happiness. We should only do it for the happiness of Krishna. That is nothing but called Krishna consciousness. We always say we have to be in Krishna consciousness. That Krishna consciousness is nothing but this is what is Krishna consciousness. And in chapter 12, the current chapter, Arjuna asks which kind of bhakta is better, a personalist or an impersonalist. That means a person, a devotee who believes Krishna as a person, or a devotee who thinks that Krishna is another power, an a power. So who is better is Arjuna's question. Who worships Krishna as a power, as a person, or who worships his effulgence, the glow that comes out of Krishna. So in this, Krishna establishes the fact of superiority of a bhakti yoga and the superiority of a bhakti yogi. Who practices bhakti yoga is a bhakti yogi. Once again, here in the first what do you call this Sloka, Arjuna asks a question, and from 2nd to 7th, Krishna tells the comparison between a impersonalist and a bhakti yoga, who is an impersonalist. And from 8th to 12th, he talks about various levels of bhakti. In everything there are levels. Anything and everything there are levels. We all know about it. Like classes, first class, second class, third class, we go, and in the class we have different levels. A very intelligent boy, an average boy, and a dumb boy. Like that we have different levels. So everywhere there are levels. So what are these various levels of bhakti? So, and in 13th to 20th, this is a very small chapter. It has got only 20 slokas. In 13th to 20th slokas, the qualities of a bhakti, qualities of bhakti to endure a devotee to Krishna. So there 31 qualities are explained. So now we'll go one by one. So now we are discussing devotional service. That is the chapter 12. Chapter 12 we are discussing. And so we have discussed about, we have finished 11th chapter, and this is 12th chapter, which is discussed about all the devotional services. So I have already explained this breakup 1 to 7. Arjuna's doubt about who is a personalist better or an impersonalist better. And from 8 to 12, Krishna tells about the progressive levels of bhakti. And from 13 to 20, the qualities that endeavor one to Krishna are explained. So Sloka 1. Jitesh, will you read?
Yes, Hare Krishna. Evam satata yuttaye bhaktastam pariupasate ye cha yaksharam avyaktam tesam ke yoga vittama.
Very good.
Translation. Arjuna inquired, which are considered to be more perfect, those who are always properly engaged in your devotional service, or those who worship the impersonal Brahman, the manifested? Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Very good. You read nicely today. You should practice like this. Okay. So in first sloka, Arjuna is giving a question. Which are considered to be more perfect? Those who always properly engaged in your devotional service, or those who worship the impersonal Brahman, the manifested. So here Arjuna is giving a question, who is better, a personalist or an impersonalist? Actually, we have been discussing about this many times, that it is always better to pray to Krishna as a person only. Here Krishna is talking various words like avaktam means manifested. Akshara means beyond senses. Which of these are best is the question of Arjuna. If we are connecting to Supreme with our actions, we are called karma yogi. That means here from now we are going to discuss various types of devotional service with which we can get connected to Krishna. One is by our thought, by our mind. That is, our mind is always on Krishna. That is one level of bhakti. And next one is by our knowledge or philosophy, thinking about Krishna. That means trying to understand more about Krishna. That kind of a man is called a jnana yogi. And the third one is by meditating on Krishna, on his personal form, how he looks and all that, and doing dhyana yoga, and he is called a dhyana yogi. So if you are trying to connect through Navarasa Bhakti, you are a bhakta. That means we are trying to connect to Krishna with bhakti. then we are bhakta. Some people approach to connect to the effulgence of Krishna. So that is what Arjuna is asking. Is a person who is trying to connect to Krishna by doing navarasa, what do you call this? Various types of services to Krishna is better, or who is praying to the effulgence of Krishna is better. So here the clarity, all of us know that doing Navavidha Bhakti is always better. So whichever process we take, one day we will reach Krishna, but we should always take the right process. The example what Prabhupada has given is a cup of milk. I think I told you this before. Like somebody gives us a cup of milk. So we just put it there and look at it. What do we understand? We know that's a white color liquid. We just go there without touching, we just smell it. So we get the smell of the milk. And somebody comes and tells us that this is what is there in front of you is milk. The good qualities of milk is this, the bad qualities of this. So we heard about milk. So these are the three ways. If you just go and touch it, we know it's cold or hot, whatever, and the thickness and all we'll understand. So by using our senses, if we try to understand milk, what are we getting? Are we getting any benefit? No benefit. We'll only know about the milk. But if you drink the milk, then we will have the whatever benefits are there by drinking milk. So that kind of a benefit we will get. So what is important here? To understand about Krishna, that is, to get the knowledge of Krishna is like putting a cup of milk in front of us and trying to understand the milk. Rather than by doing, approaching, that is what is approaching Krishna to his effulgences. That means we are not really going and meeting Krishna. Only when we drink the milk, we get the benefit of the milk. That way, only if you go directly to Krishna, we get the benefit of Krishna. So what is important? It is always better to directly connect to Krishna rather than trying to understand. Whether you know what is the benefit of milk or not, just drink the milk. You will get the benefit. It is not that the milk will think this fellow doesn't know what is the benefit of myself, so I will not give him any benefit. No, the milk has got nothing to do like that. Just because you drank the milk, you get the benefit. So that way, if you just pray to Krishna, we will get the benefit of Krishna. That is, so here this very clearly said that, it's always better to do bhakti. .2. Dikshit, will you read?
Hare Krishna Mataji Dandavat Pranam. Shri Bhagavan Huvacha Mai Avesha Mano Ye Mam Nitya Yukta Upasate Shraddhya Paryapestas Te Me Yukta Tamamata. Translation: The Supreme Personality of the Godhead said, "Those who fix their minds on my personal form are always engaged in my worship in me with great and transcendental faith are considered by me to be most perfect." Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna. The Supreme Personality of Godhead said, those who fix their mind on my personal form and are always engaged in worshipping me with great and transcendental faith are considered to be my most perfect. So he is directly giving an answer. He is simply saying, those who fix their mind on me, that means our mind should always think about Krishna, nothing else. It should mean, like, it's not that we should sit there and think about Krishna, which is impossible. Nobody can do. We have to keep doing something. But while doing something, our mind should be on Krishna. That means our mind should always think, I'm doing something. Will this work make Krishna happy? That kind of a consciousness we should always have. So, and are always engaged in worshipping me. So once our mind is there, we'll always worship him only. with great transcendental faith are considered by me to be the most perfect. So those people who put their mind on Krishna, they are considered as the most perfect by Krishna. Yeah, Harshit, 3 and 4. Harshit, you can read.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
See, I don't know whether you understood or not. First line, then continue the line, that is how it continues. Okay, these are 2 slokas. Okay?
Okay, Mataji.
Read.
Okay.
Yeah.
ये त्वे अक्षरम् अनिर्द्वेषं सर्वत्राघम् अच्युतं च.
Go to the next. Go to the next.
Okay,
Read
oh, line.
Yeah, avyaktam.
अव्यक्तं पर्युपासते सर्वत्राघम् अच्युतं च कुतस्थम् अचलं ध्रुवम्.
Kutastam achalam dhruvam. Yeah.
सन्नियम् इन्द्रियग्रामं सर्वत्र समबुद्धयः ते प्राप्नुवन्ति मामेव सर्वभूतहिते रताः.
Yeah.
Translation. But those who are fully worship the unmanifested, that which lies beyond the perception of the senses, or the all-pervading, the inconceivable, unchanging, fixed, and immovable, the impersonal conception of the absolute truth, by controlling the various senses of being equally disposed to everyone, such persons engaged in the welfare of all at last achieve me.
Yeah. So by those who fully worship the unmanifested, that will lie, that which lies beyond the perception of the senses, the all-pervading, inconceivable, unchangeable, fixed and immovable, the impersonal conception of absolute truth, by controlling the various senses and by equally disposed to everyone, such persons engaged in the welfare of all at last achieve me. So Krishna here talks about the impersonalist. That means those who worship Krishna as a light or as an effulgence. He talks about those people. What is that they are going to get? Those people worship him in 8 different qualities. Those qualities are all explained here, which are beyond the perception of senses, all pervading, that is everywhere it is there, unconceivable, unchanging, fixed and immovable. These are the qualities. The impersonal conception of absolute truth. By controlling various senses, they try to control their senses by being equally disposed to everyone. That means they don't live a natural life. They try to control themselves, keep their mind fixed, like I have to do meditation, I have to do this tapa, I have to do that japa. That kind of things they put. Such persons engaged in the welfare of all at last reach me. That means even the impersonalist also, we have been discussing that the bhaktas will reach Krishna. But here Krishna is telling even the impersonalist also will reach Krishna one day. So, but it won't be immediately. Like a bhakta can any day go back to Krishna. But a impersonalist, what happens is he has to slowly develop himself step by step, and then one day he shall reach Krishna. So after many births only he will reach Krishna. Yeah. Sloka 5. Hitesh, you want to read? Yeah.
Yes, Mother.
Yeah.
Dikatarastesham avyakta sakata chetasam avyakta hi gatir dukkam deha avapyate. Translation. For those whose mind are attached to the unmanifested personal features of the Supreme, advancement is very troublesome. To make progress in that discipline is always difficult for those who are embodied. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. For those whose minds are attached to the unmanifested, impersonal features of Supreme, advancement is very troublesome. To make progress in that discipline is always difficult for those who are embodied. That means here again Krishna is telling the same thing. That who are attached to the unmanifested form. That means they only love Krishna as a affiliate, not to the actual Krishna. So they are attached to the impersonal features of the Supreme. Advancement is very troublesome. So later he explains why the advancement is very troublesome. The advancement is very troublesome. To make progress in that discipline is always difficult for those who are embodied. That means they have to take many births to get to go back to Krishna. These practices are very difficult because see we discussed about various practices other than Bhakti Yoga. Like we talked about Ashtanga Yoga. Just imagine how difficult it is to practice Ashtanga Yoga. Rather than it is very easy to practice Bhakti Yoga. What is there to do in Bhakti Yoga? It is just we enjoy doing Bhakti Yoga. Like we hear about Krishna. That means when we are hearing, it is so nice. We hear two beautiful stories we hear, and we hear the kirtanas, and anything hearing about Krishna is very easy. Hearing is very easy, and we hear beautiful things. That means we enjoy hearing. And Smarana, we talk about Krishna. And Krishna. Hare Krishna. Swati Mataji, మీరు మాట్లాడుతున్నారు మాతాజీ.
Sorry Mataji, sorry Mataji.
So here it's very difficult to doing smarana. Smarana means we talking about Krishna. That's very simple. We can talk about Krishna. So many good things we can talk. The chanting, whatever we are doing, that is also very interesting. And kirtanam, singing songs. See, these are the things which a bhakta does. So for him, the life is very happy, cheerful, and easy. But the path of an impersonalist is very difficult. They have to do, suppose they are Jnana Yogis. The Jnana Yogis, what do? They have to read book, literature, so many literature, the Vedas, Vedangas, all that they have to read and understand. Is that important? Is that easy? And understanding is so difficult. See, we are finding it so difficult to understand this Bhagavad Gita, which has been explained so easily. When this is explained so easily, we are finding it so difficult. Just understand somebody trying to understand Vedas. So if we want to become a Jnana Yogi and then reach Krishna, we have to understand all that. So it is such a huge task, learning so many things. Similarly, if you are doing yoga, Ashtanga Yoga, see how much practice, physical exercise you have to do. All those things are very difficult. By the grace of Krishna, what we are doing is very simple. We are only doing very simply, we are doing chanting, we are doing prayer to Krishna. These are all very simple compared to that. See, even the impersonalists also, one day they will get merged into the effulgence of the Supreme. Some element of, and instead of happening that, if they have to go back to Krishna directly, somewhere it is not that they are just learning to do various yogas. What they have to do is they should have little bhakti in what they are doing. So like it is the example is like the example what Prabhupada has given is, those days they were using post box. I don't know whether you children know about post box. Like now, whatever you want to send, you are sending by courier or by emails. But those days we used to write letters, go out, and at every street corner there was a red color box. So we used to put the letter in that. So every day the postman used to come and open the key and take the letters and then sort them out in the post office and send it to the concerned people. It was such a big procedure. So that way, only if we put our letter in the post box, it reaches the destination. Suppose there is a normal box next to the post box. We go and take our put the letter there. Will it go? It will not go. So that way we have to, whatever we are doing, we have to do it to the right person, right way. And for you also, you get some mails. That mail says, do not reply. Suppose you reply to the mail. What will happen? It will not go. It will just bounce back. So that way you have to do the right thing. So we should know whom to serve. And now the first doubt we'll get it is, you are asking us to serve, you are asking us to serve, very good, you are asking us to serve. Whom do I serve is the question here. Whom do I serve? Because for Arjuna, Krishna was there, he was serving. But for us, whom do we serve? We don't have Krishna in front of us. So we can serve the deities who are there with us. So we can serve them. Right. Six and seven. Sagana, will you read?
Mataji, can I read, Mataji?
Yeah, you can. No problem. Read.
Hare Krishna, Mataji, Dandavat Pranam. Sloka 67. Ye tu sarvani. Mataji?
Last time, did you read or your brother read? First, second sloka.
I read, Mataji, last time.
No, sir, let your brother read now. Give it to your brother.
ये तु सर्वाणि कर्माणि अननैव योगे.
You have to go to the next line. I think I have written it wrongly. After the first line, go straight. Mayi sannyasa.
ये तु सर्वाणि कर्माणि मयि सन्न्यासमत्पराः अनन्येनैव योगेन मम ध्यन्त उपासते तेषामहं समुद्रार्ता मृत्यु समासर सगरत् भवामि न चिरात् पार्था मयि अवेशिता चेशतम. Translation, Mataji.
Translation. But those who worship me, giving up all their activities unto me, and being devoted to me without deviation, engaged in devotional service and always meditating upon me, having fixed their minds upon me, O son of Partha, for them I am the swift deliverer from the ocean of birth and death.
Yeah, the 6 and 7. Sloka translation of 6 and 7. But those who worship me, giving up all their activities unto me and being devoted to me without deviation, is it getting recorded? But those who worship me, giving up all their activities unto me and being devoted to me without deviation, engaged in devotional services and always meditating upon me, having fixed their minds upon me, O son of Partha, for them I am the swift deliverer from the ocean of birth and death. So here, till now, Krishna has explained how about the impersonalist. Now he is talking about the personalist. That means who prays to Krishna. How various levels from here till from here he is going to explain how personalist is there. What is the how Krishna is going to reciprocate when somebody prays to him in a devotional manner. So who Krishna is telling how he is going to reciprocate when somebody 100% dedicates to him, how he is going to deliver them. Krishna says he will pick them, the devotee, from the ocean of birth and death. So Krishna says, I am going to do it very swiftly. Swiftly means we cannot think that, okay, yesterday I started doing chanting. From yesterday I have decided to do bhakti. So today Krishna should pick me up. It is not that. Just remember the total, the lifespan of our soul. How many lakhs of births it has taken. When compared to that, the time what we are spending for Krishna is so small. So from that he is going to take it. That means maybe 1 life, 2 lives, 3 lives. Slowly we keep progressing on the bhakti we are doing. So based on that, Krishna will very soon, in the sense that it all depends on how dedicated we do our bhakti. So in Sloka 6, he has explained how to practice. Here, because Krishna is telling that I am going to deliver you very soon, we cannot say, you said you are going to deliver me. Yesterday, I attended Bhagavad Gita class for 2 hours. I was sitting very seriously. Now you have to deliver me. You cannot. So it all depends on him. He knows how much, with what consciousness we are doing. We are doing chanting. He knows with what kind of consciousness we are doing. He knows with what kind of consciousness we are learning Bhagavad Gita. So we can never demand Krishna. It all, but here what we have to do is, service is very important. If not to Krishna, somebody we have to serve. See, the tendency of a human being is to serve. We have to keep serving. There is no living being on this earth who can sit without serving. That means he cannot, even if we sit idle like this, we have to serve our body. We have to eat food. Some service we have to do. So here understand, we have to do some service. So better do that service to Krishna, because if not today, one day we will get delivered. Any service, like we might be doing our school, we might be going to school, that also we should have Krishna consciousness. Need not learn all waste. When you're reading a novel, you need not read something which is useless. You read something related to Krishna. That way also, when you study, go to school and study, you should know that, you should have the realization that once I finish my studies, I am going to take up a job and spend my life in serving Krishna. That means may I spend partial money of my income to the service of Krishna, something like that. You should have a consciousness that the result of whatever I am doing now, I am going to dedicate it to Krishna. And so here Krishna is giving a promise to everyone that if you worship me, I will take care of you. So Krishna is telling, I will deliver you from the ocean of birth and death. Because we do call it as samsara sagaram. Sagaram, that's the life, the family life, whatever we are undergoing is a big samsaram. So he is going to deliver us from that. Yeah, 12.8. Sagana, will you read?
Yes, Mataji.
Yeah.
Meyeva manat tattvasva mayi buddhim nivisasya mayeva atar urtavam na samsayah. Translation: just fix your mind upon me, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and engage all your intelligence in me. Thus, you live in me always without a doubt. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. See, till in the 7th sloka, Krishna said, you dedicate your mind onto me, I'm going to deliver you. From now, from 8th, 5, next 5, that means 8, 9, 10th, 11th, 12th, he is going to tell us how we should dedicate ourselves to Krishna consciousness. Next 5 slokas. So he is explaining clearly what we should do. He is going to explain us different stages of devotion, what we can do. Like here we have to be like, your friends are there, you are there. Some of you can study for 6 hours or 4 hours continuously. Some of you will not be able to study for more than half an hour. Some of you, once you study, you will remember it forever. Some of you will forget it. Who has to do more practice? Like that way, even in devotion also, we have different levels of doing devotion. That means that also depends on our mind. How we can apply our mind, how we can do it, the way, how different children have different capability to do, to learn, to complete their education. Even in doing bhakti also, we have different levels. So Krishna is telling various levels how one can do it. So here he is telling, just fix your mind upon me. See, understand one thing, the most difficult thing is fixing our mind on something. Many of you are doing chanting. All of us are doing, we are saying, I'm doing 1 round, I'm doing 10 rounds, I'm doing 200 rounds. But while doing chanting, how many of us are able to put our mind into it? Not our ear or sound, our mind. That means when we say Hare Krishna, our mind should really remember Krishna. The total Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. For every word of that, we should remember Krishna. What happens after some time? It becomes a routine. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna. Sometimes Hare Hare goes, sometimes Rama Rama goes, sometimes we only stand at Hare or Krishna 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 Krishna. So we think, oh, the mala keeps moving. I completed 64 rounds today. No. Every word we utter, we should remember Krishna. That means that is the application of mind. So fix your mind upon me, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and engage all your intelligence in me. So he has given here 2 ways, the best 2 ways of connecting to Krishna. Thus you will give me always, thus you will live in me always without a doubt. So the first thing is putting your mind onto Krishna. The second one is intelligence onto Krishna. See, between mind and intelligence also be careful to understand. Putting our mind means nothing else. It is just thinking about it. See, when you aspire something, suppose you want to go out somewhere, just think how your mind says, I have to go. And so nothing else come to your mind except doing that. That is putting our mind. Putting our intelligence is slightly lower, in the sense you have to go out. We know we want to go out. I am very desirous of going out, but I am not able to go. For some reason, I am not able to go. What do? I apply my intelligence. I use my intelligence to fulfill my desire. So here, putting our mind means it's 100% there. So the next one is, because I am not able to put my mind, I have to use my intelligence to make sure that my mind is on Krishna. That means, okay, when I am doing chanting, I am not able to think about Krishna. So let me think, what do I do? How do I think about Krishna? Okay, I'll put a Krishna statue in front of me, or something else like that, something. So that way we have to use our intelligence and make sure that our mind is put on Krishna. So here we have to understand that putting our mind is the ultimate, and the next level is putting our intelligence. So the most important thing is always think about Krishna only. So always that internal, whatever you do, when our mind is on Krishna, like this, no, when I said you want to go out, your mother says, okay, I'll take you out, but just help me in this, you finish this work for me. You do the work for her, but where is your mind? If I do this, mother will become happy. I'll go out. That going out is only there in your mind. So that way, whatever you do, the final thinking, the thought process should be on Krishna only. So whenever we are doing any material work, being human beings, we have to do a lot of material works. But when we are doing our material works, we should always do material works. We have to do, but we have to remember Krishna. So when the thing is, when we are thinking about it, when we are thinking about doing something, we put our concentration. When we don't think about it, when I'm chanting, I don't think about what my mouth is saying. If I don't hear about it and think about it, my mind goes off somewhere. Only when I apply my mind on what I am doing some service for Krishna, I am doing cooking for Krishna, I am doing prasadam for Krishna. Unless I put my mind on that, I'll spoil the dish. That means I have to put my mind and intelligence on serving of Krishna. So otherwise, if you don't do it, our mind will go haywire somewhere, and then there's no use of doing it. So here there are various levels of doing it. Like suppose you are asked to today you have to do 64 rounds of chanting. Your mother declared you have to sit and do. So you are asked to do. That is one choice your mother has given. Either you sit here, do thing for 8 hours. That is first choice. Second one is you have to read Bhagavad Gita or Bhagavatam stories for 8 hours. This is your second chance. The third one is we are planning to organize a big function for Krishna. All of us will sit and plan for Krishna. These are the three things, out of which you choose one. Is your choice. What will you choose? None of us will choose to sit and chant. None of us will sit and chant, because if it is just putting our mind, it is very, very, very difficult. So the last two are very difficult. So sitting and chanting is very difficult. You can't do. The better way is listening to the stories of Krishna. So here you are applying little intelligence. That means there's a story, I'm hearing to it. What is happening in the story? How is it going? That means I am applying my intelligence there. So I am able to concentrate more on it. I am able to remember Krishna more on this. And the third one is I am planning for a program for Krishna. That is very easy because it's a group of people doing. So we all do it as a team and we try to do something. In both, all three are good, but the easier the procedure is the third one. So what he is telling is slowly we should elevate ourselves from the third level to second level, second to third. All three, doing all these three is bhakti only. So here the difference is when your father goes to office, lot of decisions he takes. And then he uses his intelligence. Like he thinks, if I take this decision, will the company get a profit or a loss? So if the company is getting profit or a loss, he will take it. So one employee will come and say, sir, I want leave for 10 days. He says, no, if you go on leave for 10 days, then the project will go into problem. So I cannot give you leave. He will simply reject. So there, his interest is different. So that man will say, no, it's very important. I need to go. He'll say, no, you cannot go. If you go, you'll lose your job. He'll be so home. But if he comes home and the same father, same thinking, he will go and say, father, take me out somewhere. But your father has some problem. He cannot take you out somewhere. The way he has refused in the office, he cannot refuse you. He will try to explain you. That means he will apply his mind to convince you. That way, that is the difference between intelligence and mind. We have to apply our mind and to apply intelligence to make our mind more active. Okay. So a devotee can do these three kind of services. Slowly he would develop from one to other, one from the third position to second to first. It will go slowly. His mind will be absorbed into Krishna. So when mind and intelligence are on Krishna, reaching Krishna is very important, very easy. That is nothing but doing Krishna consciousness. Okay. Who is this? Bhumika? Hare Krishna, Bhumika. Would you like to read the 9th sloka?
Mataji, it's me, Pushkar.
Yeah, read Pushkar. Will you read the sloka? 9?
अतः चिन्तां समद्यत्यं न शक्नोषि मयि स्थिराम् अभ्यस्य योगेन ततो माम् इच्छापातं धनञ्जय. Translation. O dear Arjuna, O winner of wealth, if you cannot fix your mind upon me without devotion, then follow the regulative principles of Bhakti Yoga. In this way, develop a desire to attain me.
Oh, my dear Arjuna, a winner of wealth, if you cannot fix your mind upon me, which is a problem for all of us, we can never fix our mind on him. Me without deviation, that means we try to do something. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, what is the time now? Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare. For all, how many rounds did I chant? Oh, no, again I have to do Rama, Hare. This is how we do chanting. I know, at least I do it that way only. So instead of doing that, while doing, I know I have to fix my mind there. Then mind upon me without deviation. Then follow the regulative principles of bhakti. That means we have to follow the principles of bhakti. In this way, develop a desire to attain me. First thing, for doing anything, first thing what is required is the desire is what is important. Only if you have desire to do something, you will be able to do. If you have no desire to do, you will not have, you cannot do it. Okay. Pushkar, why are you not answering the quiz? When you are attending the classes, you can answer the quiz also, no? No? So last week quiz is still open. Please attend. To this week also you can open. You can answer. Okay. So here in this, so in the previous sloka, in sloka 8, the summary of what is going to come in 9, 10, 11, 12 was given. So now he is going to explain us the step by step. Okay. If you fail in the first two, that means in putting our mind and in putting our intelligence, what is that we have to do will be explained further down. So here he is telling, if you cannot fix your mind on me without deviation, follow the 4 regulative principles of bhakti. That means what we have to do is various ways in which you can do bhakti. The first one is abhyasa yoga. Abhyasa yoga means practice. Abhyasa means practice. So we have to keep practicing. Sadhana bhakti is what we have to do. Follow the regulative principles of bhakti. Develop desire towards Krishna. First thing is, only when we have desire to reach Krishna, then only we will do. Only when you have a desire, we do something. Just because somebody is asking us to do something, we can never do. When mind is going somewhere, bring it back with consciousness. No, I should not do it. Worshipping Krishna is important. I should worship Krishna is what our consciousness should be. Here, Guru plays an important role. So because our mind is not stable there, what is important is we should follow the guidelines of Guru. Whatever our Guru says, just listen to him. Gradually, our consciousness will improve. All the above are with mind and intelligence. 10. Who will read? Harshit, will you read?
Mataji, can I Dikshit can read, Mataji?
Yeah, read.
अभ्यासेभ्य समर्थोऽसि मत्कर्म परमो भव मत्तर्तामपि कर्माणि कुर्मवाप्स्यसि. Translation: if you cannot practice the regulations of Bhakti Yoga,
just then try to work for me, because by working for me, he'll come to the perfect stage. Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna, Mataji. Dandavat Pranam. Thank you, Mataji.
If you cannot practice the regulative principles of bhakti, then just try to work for me. That means we are not able to put our mind, we are not able to put our intelligence. Then, okay, what do? I want to go to Krishna. Start working for him. Whether your mind is there or not, just do work for him. Because by working for me, you will come to the perfect stage. So as we keep on working, one day our consciousness will improve. That is what he is telling. Slowly the perfection will come. Here mind is not doing a regular routine work. Suppose we are just sitting and preparing the garlands. There is no intelligence. We are asked to do first so many 10 yellow flowers, then 2 red flowers, then 1 green flower, then again 2 red flowers. Then you are given an instruction. So no mind is required. Just put your concentration there and then start making the mala. So that way start working for Krishna. Here only senses are involved. Our mind and intelligence are not involved. So only our hand, eyes, ears and those things are involved. And here, but whatever work we are doing, we should be with the consciousness that that work is for Krishna and that work should be for Krishna. That is what we should never forget. 11. Harshit, read.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
अथैतदपि असक्तोऽसि कर्तुं मद्योगमाश्रितः सर्वकर्मफलत्यागं ततः कुरु यतात्मवान्. Translation. If, however, you are unable to work in this consciousness of me, then try to act giving up all results of your work and try to be self-situated. Hare Krishna.
If, however, you are unable to work for this consciousness on me, suppose we are not able to do that also. So mind, intelligence, we are not able to do work for him. That also we are not able to do. That means sometimes we have some problem. Why you cannot work without mind, intelligence means, suppose I have a problem. There is somebody, so I have a health problem without which I am not able to do. Or I have some other problem. I am in a family where my mind is for Krishna, but they are not allowing me to do. Any problem can be done. Then work in this consciousness for me. Then try to act giving up all the results of your work and try to be self-situated. That means you have to be self-situated. The most important thing to have peace in life is leave the results to Krishna. Why all these problems in life? Is very simple. The problems in life are very simple because we look for the result. Today I went out and played. So I must come first in the match. That is the consciousness with which we play. Why are we playing? We are playing for fun. We are playing for relaxation. We are playing for improvement of health. That is the consciousness we should have. Not that we have to come first. Why are we studying? We are studying to gain intelligence, gain knowledge. It is not that we are not studying to come first in the class. Coming first in the class is a byproduct. That means if you study well, why this first, second, third has come? Because they want to develop some consciousness, because of which they are doing it. Okay, so we should be very careful. Give up the results to him. And Krishna says, sarva karma, the phalatyagam we have to do. So giving up the results, which is in the 6th chapter, I think we discussed Nishkama Karma Yoga. For this genuine reason, then at least partially we will get it. So for some genuine reason, we are not able to do all the above. At least give up the result. Okay, I have done this. Let Krishna decide. My consciousness is to work for Krishna. I am not able to work. So, okay, I'll leave it off like that. I'll do whatever best I can do. So that way it just goes. So here again, Krishna is telling, fix here what is important. What Krishna is repeatedly telling is, fix your mind on me. in me only. If that is not possible, fix your intelligence on me. That is Krishna consciousness, which he has told in Sloka 8. And then he is telling, follow the regulative principles of bhakti. That means we have to do what you call this practice. We have to do practice, or we have to practice trying to be in Krishna consciousness, or if that is not possible, we have to do work for Krishna. If that is also not possible, at least leave the results to Krishna. So that is consciousness. He talked about sadhana bhakti, and also can't practice, give the results to Krishna. So nishkama karma yoga is also what he has told here. Yeah, Sagara. Hare Krishna, are you there? Okay, Pushkar.
Yes, Mataji.
Yeah.
Shreyo hi janam abhyasyaj janadhyam nam vishyate dhyayanta karma phala tyagachantir anantaram. Translation: if you cannot take to this practice, then engage yourself in the cultivation of knowledge. Better than knowledge, however, is meditation, and better than meditation is renunciation of the fruits and of action. For by such
Renunciation.
renunciation, one can attain peace of mind.
If you cannot take to practice, here he is giving an abstract of all the 5 whatever is told. Here we have to, he is only telling renounce everything. Why all the problems in life? Any problem, if you see, we are not doing it because we have to do it, because it is our duty to do it. We are doing it in a competitive spirit. Competition is good for a healthy competition, but we are doing it with a wrong competition. Why? Anything, we wear a shirt, we don't wear, we should wear the shirt because it's our samskara to wear clothes, not because our neighbor is wearing 200 rupee shirt, I should not think that I have to wear a 300 rupee shirt. That is where the problems come. So we should do things because we have to do. If you cannot take to this practice, then engage yourself in cultivating knowledge, improve your knowledge. Better than knowledge, however, in meditation, and better than meditation is renunciation of fruits of action. For any such renunciation, one can attain peace of mind. All the grades whichever Krishna has explained previously, he is giving. So first thing is, what is important is we have to put our mind and intelligence on Krishna. If you cannot do that, engage yourself in cultivation of knowledge. That also I am not able to do. Better than knowledge is, however, meditation. Okay, leave that. Just sit and try to concentrate on Krishna. That also I am not doing it. And then finally I have to do, leave everything for Krishna, because that will give me peace of mind. Krishna will take care of me. Why I should worry? So that is how the consciousness, which is very important to develop bhakti. As our practices improve, slowly, as these practices improve, slowly we will elevate from one state to other. That means from the 12th sloka stage to, we will elevate ourselves to the 8th sloka stage. Like the example what Prabhupada has given here is, like, okay, he has given the example of 50 kg bag, but I can tell you one more example. See, suppose one is failing in the class. He should not think, I am failing in the class, I cannot do, I cannot study, let me give up my study. That is not correct. That is not how we should do. Okay, I am not coming first and not failing. I am not coming first in the class. You should not give up his education. I am not coming first in the class. Okay, let me try to pass in the class. So first what you have to do is, one step, you have to, now you are failing. Don't think about coming first in the class. Your challenge should be, I must pass in all subjects. Once you pass in all subjects, then your challenge should be, let me be one of the top 10 of the class. After becoming top 10 of the class, then next your challenge should be, let me come first in the class. Rather than what we do is, array, those bhaktas are so great, they are doing so much, I can never do, let me stop, let me enjoy my life, let me not go to bhakti at all. That way we should not do. So once we start following these practices, what happens is slowly our Atma, our soul, our consciousness will get purified. Once it gets purified, slowly we will get attached to Krishna. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. So this
Hare Krishna Mataji. Dandavat.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna. Yeah, you have got any doubts?